Brothers and sisters, I am so honored and pleased to have on our show today the great jazz icon and a hero in his homeland and a hero worldwide to us all who grow up knowing the struggle of the people of South Africa, the great South African trumpeter Hugh Masekela, who turns 70 years old. He was born on April 4th, 1939, and he's just, I'm just so honored to have him on here. I mean, I could tell you all about him, but some of y'all need to just go online and Google him, because I don't want to waste a moment with long introductions. He was born in Witbank, South Africa. He began singing and playing piano as a child, but he picked up trumpet at age 14 after seeing a Hollywood film, Young Man with a Horn, in which actor Kirk Douglas portrayed the legendary American jazz trumpeter. And he is, I mean, I just go on. You can talk about all the people that he immersed himself in, recording with such jazz stars as Louis Armstrong, Jerry Roll Morton, Chick Webb, Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Coleman Hawkins, Cab Calloway, Fats Waller, Sarah Vaughan, Louis. I mean, look, the list goes on. Stan Getz. I mean, it's just Art Blakely. You talking about the jazz who's who of who's who. Hugh Masekela, let me tell you something. All I can tell you is this, is that he touched my soul as a young man. I you know, of course we know Grazing in the Grass, that was kind of an R&B kind of thing, you know, soul station kind of thing. And that was good. That was a popular acclaim. But I remember as a young boy listening to an album called Hugh Masekela Live at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And this album, I can't find it anymore. I'm trying to find it. Any of y'all can find it. Hugh Masekela Live at the Whiskey A Go-Go. I listened to that album. That was the only Hugh Masekela album I had. I listened to it over and over and over again, and never knew that I'd have this opportunity to grow up to interview him. And so we want to welcome to these microphones, to the Connect the Dots crew. We want to welcome him to the microphone. He has a new album that's being released, Fola, and he's scored success with his 2007 release of Live at the Market Theater. Again, Hugh Masekela, what more can I say? Are you with us, Brother Hugh?
I'm here, my brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm fine. You heard me kind of just glowing all about you, brother. I'm just so lost.
I didn't know for a second who you were talking about.
Oh man, I'm so happy to have you. How are you doing, Brother Hugh?
I'm doing really good, man.
Yeah.
Except when now and again when I look in the mirror, I see my dad.
You see your dad?
And I have to say, Father, can you just back off for a few more years?
Well, you lived in some cases 2 lifetimes, Brother Hugh, in the things that you've experienced and you have seen over your life, being born in South Africa, of course, under apartheid, and then in a sense being in exile yourself because not wanting to live under those circumstances or voicing your opposition to those circumstances, yet being blessed to have a talent to go around the world and express that. Not so much you work with the likes of Harry Belafonte and others, but in listening to your music, you know, I hear you making songs about strawberries and coal mines and Vasco da Gama, you know, and that one of my favorite songs off that Whiskey A Go-Go album was Coincidence. See, there's a song called Coincidence, and I can't pronounce the South African term, but I'll work on it. I got something for you. I'm going to surprise you. But
okay, well, when I see you, I'll straighten you out and hook you up with some of the pronunciations. Oh
man, I sure appreciate that. Listen now, as he's done songs, of course, Free Nelson Mandela. I mean, it just goes on. The list goes on. And work with the late great Marion Makeba. We bless you for what she's done for you and what you've done for her and what you've done for us all. We thank you, Brother Hugh. Now we're gonna let you talk, brother. Tell us in this day and time, so I can get this in my archive. Tell us where you are in your life right now, brother.
Well, I'm 70 years old, and I'm just beginning to practice the trumpet. 3-4 years ago, I decided to start practicing again. As you can tell on just this new album, Paula, my playing has gone somewhere else slightly, and 10 years, 11 years ago, I cleaned up my life a little. I went to substance abuse, recovery, and started a foundation in South Africa with some other friends and brothers and sisters to make our people aware of substance abuse and help in recovery, and we do intervention, and we do advisory and referral, and major recovering services. We work with different community churches and the government's Department of Social Development. That's one thing I'm doing. The second thing I'm involved in right now is we've started with some other brothers and sisters an Academy of the Arts in South Africa, which will headhunt outstanding talent of people of African origin all over the world, and just work very hard to enhance their talent and their capabilities so that they can be successful practitioners in their whatever skill they have, whether it be in dance, in music, in arts and crafts, in visual arts, in engineer and in sound engineering, etc., etc. And it'll be mostly a scholarship situation, and it will have no age limits and no academic qualifications needed. If you're completely illiterate, we will educate you in a short time. And we're starting the music department in July, on July 1st in Johannesburg with 25 students doing that. And I've gone into film. I've been developing with different teams over the last 6-7 years, film vehicles that are going to mostly highlight culture and music, because in most of our films, people of African origin, they're usually sad and depressing, and we don't show off the diversity and the excellence of our culture internationally, whether it be in Africa or other, or any other countries where there are African people. So I'm going to be very involved in that kind of thing, and I'm producing theatrical works. But mainly right now I'm touring the States, and from there, at the end of the month, we go to Europe, and we tour Europe, most of Europe, for a month. And let me see, I'm hanging out with my family. I got 3 sons here in Los Angeles. One of them is Hugh Masekela. I'm sure you've seen on ESPN and entertainment. And I got 2 other sons, Patrick and Adam, and they are filmmakers, and we have a company together that we're developing some of these films. And what else? That's about all. And I'm enjoying. I have a new granddaughter from my daughter Pula, who's my business partner in South Africa. My wife is from Ghana, and we just had a whole month of celebrations in South Africa, where most of her relatives flew down to South Africa, and then all my friends and relatives from different parts of the world flew down, and for 3 weeks we were doing festivals and concerts, and over 100 people were following us every which way. We had marquees in the yard, and had celebrations there, and we had a lot of traditional dancers and drummers, and we had so many people in the house that the only places that we were tripping on was the stove and the bed and the tables.
Let me do the station ID. You listen to KPFT Houston, and right here on the line, in case you didn't recognize this voice, maybe we just need to play a little bit more music while he's talking. Underneath his voice, we have the great Hugh Masekela. Of course, his legendary work in anti-apartheid movement, his work with Mariam Makeba, a.k.a. Mother Africa, and our brother and elder Harry Belafonte. He has a new CD out called Fola, and much more. And he's recently discovering, I think, Tai Chi, and you're taking care of your health. And
well, I've been doing Tai Chi for 5 years now.
Ah, okay. Well, he's going to be
4 years actually, and I would, if you haven't done it yet, I would recommend it to you, because it really focuses you and centers you. The only thing that I don't like about it is that I used to have a little temper there, and it's all gone, and I miss my temper.
Yeah, you need. Sometimes you need that attitude, brother, when you're playing that horn. You gotta have a little. You gotta have a little tune there, brother.
It is a little edge, but I've lost my.